Why don't we? So, what are some things that like just some things? Maybe we list some things that you just found infuriating or ridiculous. That's just for you personally, each of us.
Okay.
For the movie.
For me, the one thing, and again, so many movies are culprits of this, but like, they can learn martial arts and how to fight in 20 minutes. Like, I'm sorry, I've been a blue belt for 4 years. Like, it's not that easy. Yeah. Like, these people just like automatically learn how to fight. They learn how, like, you see things like Batman Begins. Like, he goes off and he learns how to fight. He's gone for years, and even then, like 8 years or whatever the time he's gone, isn't enough for him to learn all that. But it's still, it's at least it's a step in the right direction. Like, where is he learning how to fight and to punch? And you know, he's 140 pounds. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's not gonna happen. It's not going to happen in that little time.
Pulls off a leaping leg lock harakarana.
Exactly.
Doesn't he pull off some weird shit with Falcon?
Harakarana. Yeah, like leaps up to his face as harakarana.
It's like that stuff. Just you can't learn that in a half an hour, because then that's where you get people coming into your martial arts dojo the next day and going, you know, like taking their 3 free classes and then going and getting a fight on the weekend at the bar,
and then because they fight UFC.
As they fight UFC. Exactly. It happens all the time because these people really think that 3 hours of martial arts training will make them lethal. It's not going to happen, people. It's not going to happen. So just think that there's a little more time involved.
Back to, and this movie really does resemble Iron Man 1 to me, like a lot, right? It's almost as if scratch out names here and put in different character names. But at least in Iron Man 1, they had that montage of Tony Stark perfecting the tech, but it felt more drawn out, right? It felt more kind of legitimate, slowly, and even kind of
it wasn't drawn out. It felt good. It wasn't drawn out. It's negative. I think it's more.
Right, drawn out's the wrong word.
Yeah,
it's realistically paced.
Yeah, exactly.
That's the wrong thing.
This one is again another plot convenience.
Yeah, there you go.
So what were your negatives for this movie?
Go to me last.
Yeah, last. Okay, Simonetto.
The keychain. I'm like, this keychain is gonna be a damn tank. It's a real tank. Yeah. But if we're going by
immediately, that's a fucking real tank. He's gonna use that. Yeah.
But okay, I don't get Ant-Man's power. So if he can use the force of, like, if he's 160 something pounds. If it's a tank, is it gonna be the same weight, or is it gonna be?
Oh, we mean when it's a keychain?
Yeah.
It would be. Yeah, well, that's a very good question.
Yeah.
If the density of it creates a greater power, it would imply that, like a neutron star, its density would be great. So you'd be like, this is an impossible to lift keychain.
Especially if the molecules in are just being.
Right,
space
that's
is
what
being
it
strong.
would be like a neutron star,
a
collapsed star, right? Like,
it's a good point.
That is a great observation. You would not be able to. No, you could destroy it. It would be Thor's hammer. You'd be like,
exactly.
You know, Mr. Pym, you're trying to sneak something in here.
You are not the king. You are not the king. Like, it's not gonna happen.
We're gonna get so many.
No, that's not how it works. Exactly.
Mom, more Ovaltine, please. This is ridiculous.
We welcome all comments and sharing.
Please.
As long as you interact. Okay, I got one.
Oh, I think I'm gonna go last.
Oh, who's next? You?
No, I've said like.
Sorry, I'll go last.
Okay, so for me, as I described, the ants flying around and being able to do all these things, that is okay. So in so many different instances, the ants are doing things that ants can't. Even if they were that collectively organized, they're just doing things that physically ants can't. Like helicopters make people shudder under their ferocity. You have to duck and you have to hold your hat and whatever. There's no way a legion of ants, which only have wings when they're initially mating, by the way, and they all lose their wings after that. But anyways, so they're flying up. They would have been scattered. Going through areas of electricity, like they're susceptible to electric current. They lose their function, their antennae stop working, their sensitivity, all that kind of thing. Here's another thing. They did a very marginal job of explaining why it is he can communicate with ants, specifically ants, and not like, is he Aquaman too? Can he communicate with whales and fish? What is it about ants exactly? Number one. Number two. No matter even if he can connect to an ant, He is a human being with a human mind. He does not have a collective intelligence. He cannot communicate with a million ants at the same time.
Yeah.
He can't do it. He just doesn't have the mental. He's a human being, as far as I can tell. His changes in size do not create any kind of neural networks that were
enhanced.
He cannot communicate with. He can communicate if he's going to be able to communicate with ants with a modified hearing aid. Yeah. Maybe with 1, 2, perhaps. Maybe 3. Not a million. Yeah. Can't do it. They're not all following his instructions. So it was just a little.
Or they would move exactly in conjunction with each other. If you did right, they wouldn't be able to independently move.
Right, but how do you even connect with all of them at the same time with your brain? It's like, how do I talk to you and to Sims and to Dan at the same time with different voices? I'm a human being. I can only process with certain thoughts at a time, right? So that would have been mine. That would have been like obviously it's a work of fiction, people. I understand this. We all understand this. But fiction has rules too.
Suspension of disbelief.
Yeah,
man.
fiction has rules that it creates for itself, what it sets up for itself.
And especially, in Phase 2 was such a really good job of Marvel laying down a certain type of believability. You only had to suspend disbelief for only so much. They didn't take kind of little cheats. Yeah. And here there was a lot of cheats kind of taken here and there. Yeah. All right, so mine is like that overused trope of the hero to be having the most ideal combination of skills for the job. Yeah. Which you could say, okay, he has the skills that Hank Pym wants, so he's. Yeah. But come on, all the parkour, like he's a parkour master. A masterful cat burglar and electrical engineer.
Apparently MacGyver too.
Right? Yeah, all three. That's
He found random household items in a home that was not his, and put together a liquid nitrogen bomb, some kind of device to destroy the inner safe.
It was on YouTube.
Great, like you're.
I'll open this drawer because I know the tape's in here. I'll open this drawer because I know a random ring is going to be in there. I'll open this drawer and this drawer and this drawer, and I might as well just build a spacecraft to just fly and shoot away.
It's a bit of a stretch. I can understand an athletic cat burglar. Right? Okay, that's good. You got to make him where did being an electrical engineer help him? Right, when he was tinkering with the fucking suit to help it go giant and change the regulator. Yeah, that wasn't that important because it was just didn't he just put the disc in?
Yeah, it was no big. It was like Hank Pym's I don't know what to do. Yeah. I mean, I created the suit and everything, but I could not for the life of me figure out how to get back from the quantum realm.
Hank, I realize you gave me these discs that'll turn things giant when I throw them. This might fucking work. You didn't have to be an electrical engineer for that. I mean, you just see that. You know the movies that always happens with? Is Mark Wahlberg, right? Yeah. It's okay, Prime. I'm an inventor. Or in The Happening, the Shyamalan movie.
I don't watch the Shyamalan.
Science, guys. Science. Give it a chance. He's fucking scientist. Come on. So.
And my Shyamalan movies are like this. Oh my God, it's amazing. Where's it going? What? The monster is a mentally handicapped person hiding in a hole. Spoilers for every Shyamalan movie. This village is isolated in a park in Idaho. What? Exactly. I thought they were remotely Idaho. What a tweet! What? They're dying because Earth is angry?
What? This movie has very little Will Smith and more of fucking Jaden Smith?